Hey there, Jorge here, and welcome to Avalo's Cloud Native and Nexus Technologies, your go-to channel for everything tech. Whether you're interested on cloud native technologies, blockchain, AI, cybersecurity, or anything tech, we have you covered. Okay, you just reach out and we can help you to explore yourself, explore the good, the techie on you. Okay. So what can you expect from this channel? Well, we're gonna be building new products, custom sandboxes, creating AI tools, different applications, exploring smart contracts, AI, blockchain, and anything you can think of. We love technology so much. Okay. So in this community that I'm forming today, you can expect a lot. You will never be bored. You will never be like, what should I do next? There is always something to do, always. And when you combine different brains, different people talking about technologies, that's where ideas come into place. And you can create maybe the next app or the next application that is going to revolutionize everything in your life, or maybe people's life. Who knows, right? So we're also going to teach you how you can become an IT company, only yourself. Only yourself. You can run an entire IT company by yourself, especially when it comes to development. I'm not sure if you've seen like a lot of job posting out there. There is companies looking for people who knows DevOps, for example, or people who are platform engineers or SRE engineers, right? They're looking for people who knows a little bit of networking. They look for people who knows a little bit of DevOps, open source tools. If you know how to cluster applications or containers, if you understand what hypervisors are, if you understand what microservices are, if you understand what Docker is, and you name it, there is so many tools out there, and you can basically create an entire company, an entire developing environment for people to come and basically start developing and working in applications. It doesn't have to be developing either. Maybe you build your own application that you want to sell. Maybe you build a LMS or a learning management system. We can show you how to do all that. You don't need to spend like thousands of dollars on going to school and basically working for yourself. I've done that for many years working on my own. But I discovered a community a few years ago, maybe like 4 years ago, I think. And now I'm not alone. We are working together and building amazing things. So the reason why this channel was born is because I have a friend who was trying to tag me in a post, and we didn't know how to do it. So I came out with the idea of personal branding. I don't have my personal branding. Now I do, and it's called Avalo's Cloud Native and Nexus Technologies. So you know what? When you come online and it changes everything, because you're exposed to everybody out here, and it's basically your new resume, your new you show people your skills. It's a new way of selling yourself, and it's a new way also to improve yourself. As I see this as a personal development, and I love it. It changed everything for me. So in this channel, we're gonna be talking about, like I said before, cybersecurity, AI, blockchain, smart contracts, all the tools that exist today on cloud native technologies, right? And Nexus technologies. Nexus is actually a really interesting word, because it means, Nexus means binding together, like the central hub, right? And whether you're in development, right? If you're developing with a bunch of people, right? That code, that source of the code that you're building, right? Regardless of all the locations, it had to come into a central hub, right? So that could be a nexus right there, right? When we're talking about networking, for example, connectivity, you gotta go from one place, from point A to point B. That's basically a nexus. That's the meaning of nexus, connectivity. That it doesn't have to be specifically networking. It could be anything that you gotta connect the dots from point A to point B. And I love that concept, Nexus technologies. And now there is millions of Nexus technologies out there. and especially for cloud technologies too, or cloud native technologies, right? We got public cloud, we got private cloud, we got applications that work on the private cloud, applications that work on the public cloud, and sometimes you got applications that work everywhere, whether you're at home and you're a small computer, you are on Amazon or Azure or Alibaba, or you are on your, maybe you set up an application at work on your the server environment at work. Who knows? There's people who do this kind of stuff. It's not best practices, but then they got these applications running in different clouds, or sometimes they make a multi-cloud because they create, let's say, at home, you create your own cloud at home, and then you create another cloud on top of your own cloud, right? And every environment out there is doing the same. Now we got multi-cloud environments, and it means that with microservices and cloud-native technologies, you are scaling, you're making your applications more flexible. Whether you're doing it because you want to increase, oh no, the bandwidth of your applications, right? You want to make it faster, or maybe you want to slow down how fast it goes, who knows? Or maybe you want to have make it resilient when it comes to attacking. Like if there is someone attacking your network, okay, maybe point B went down, but now point A is taking over, right? Maybe your application is just crashing. Okay, in this place, my applications are crashing, but the other one took over. Or maybe you have a server next to it, or maybe you have a system where your containers are crashing, but you have it automated to boom, spin another container, destroy it, and start another one, and nothing happens. Well, with Avalo's cloud native and Nexus technologies, this is exactly what we are going to do here. We're going to be talking about how can you automate all these. I mean, like coming out with idea, the main idea is one thing, right? Coming out with how can you actually scale these? How can you automate it? How can you cluster it? How can you make it like, have failover when it comes to the application, the code, the networking? Who knows? There is so many aspects. The thing is here that this is the best school you ever gonna have. Okay, there is no school like this. And when I say that we're gonna be building custom sandboxes, maybe your product could be an AI. Maybe you're so passionate about AI. Okay, maybe we build a custom box that will have all the tools where you can actually teach others how to do AI, how to train libraries, right? Those large language models. Maybe you want to make, maybe you create application for generating images, and then you give access to your customers to use a computer in your system so they can basically pay $5, $10, $15, $20, who knows? You set the price, right? And that's it. You have now one store, like online store at home, right? Maybe you have a hosted server, maybe you're in the cloud or Lino, AWS, who knows? The truth is, like in here, right? By building, the best way to build or to learn, the best way to learn cloud, but what is cloud, right? That's a question, right? Well, we're going to talk about that in the next videos, right? But the best way to build clouds or learn clouds is by implementing or doing cloud native technologies. That's how I see it, right? Cloud means a lot. It could be on-premise cloud. It could be AWS. It could be Azure. It could be many things, many things. The truth is, like in here, you can learn things like Kubernetes, right? What is Kubernetes? What people use it for? Are they using it to orchestrate containers? Are they using it to cluster servers, right? Are they using it for, I don't know, maybe having some kind of failover? Who knows? What are containers? What is Docker containers, right? What is Terraform? How can I automate all these things? What is infrastructure as a code? Do you know what it is, right? We're gonna learn all that in here. Infrastructure as a code. Your vocabulary, your terminology, it's just gonna expand like this, boom, like in less than maybe 1 month, right? We're gonna provide you documentation, and we also need your help, because when we brainstorm together, it's easier. It's easier to say, okay, why don't you, since you love the front end, right? You use React or something. What about you become the React guy? or the front end. Now we got the automation guy, the person who knows Ansible, Terraform, right? And infrastructure as code, or Puppet. Maybe the other person wants to do the hypervisor person. This is the person who knows how to use OpenStack. This is the person who knows how to use Promox, right? Open source, because we are all about open source in here, right? Or Sand, or there is many hypervisors. There is type 1 hypervisors and there is type 2s. You're gonna learn that, you will learn that in here with us, okay? Maybe what else can we talk about? So containers, Kubernetes, infrastructure as a code, hypervisors, applications, AI, large LLM, blockchain technologies, right? What is blockchain? Is blockchain a network only? There is maybe a ledger inside the network, which is like a database. What are smart contracts? What is it? Well, a smart contract is just applications that run on top of the blockchain, right? Cybersecurity. What is involved in cybersecurity? Everything, pretty much, right? The moment you start developing applications, cybersecurity or DevSecOps, developing and secure and operations, right? How you bring the code from scratch all the way to test it and implement it or push it to production. All that stuff, we're going to show you that. What is GitLab? What is GitHub repositories, right? We can show you how one box, one computer, one sandbox can be automated to run an entire IT company. And instead of hiring the network guy, that network guy is going to cost you between $80,000 to $150,000. Then you got to hire the database person. That's going to cost you another $100,000. And then you got to hire the DevSecOps person who's going to be watching how to implement the whole code security and all that, right? And then you're going to need someone who is a person who is going to be doing, let's call the project manager, the person who's going to put everything together, or the platform engineer, or so many positions, right? Some of the Docker person. Maybe you need a person who is dedicated to only be building containers, right, for specific functions, so people can use those tools. So in the end, you're going to be spending like $500,000 just having the correct people to do the job, right? That seems like a lot, right? How startups are now like using other ways to make it cheaper and to be more efficient. Well, I don't think that a lot of people have realized that using open source also helps big time. If you see around, most of the code that these applications are using are actually open source tools. They just customize it. They put a brand, right, a logo, and now they say, this is my product. This is exactly what you're going to be doing with us. There is a company called Cloud Underground in the US, Cloud Underground. They are basically my sponsor. I've been working with them for a few years, and the concepts that we got now to be expanding ourselves and creating our own products. For example, for myself, for this channel, this is more about personal development. This is more about teaching others. This is more about creating my own brand. This is more about selling myself, because you know what? You can change careers like that. If you put the time and you learn everything about cloud native technologies, and you teach online and you explain what is GitHub, what is GitLab, what are runners, what is Terraform, what is Ansible, what are hypervisors, what is open source, what is cloud native technologies, what is networking, what is endpoint security, what is AI, what is blockchain. You know, when your language, your terminology, like, you're gonna be at this level, that right there. You're not gonna start right here. You're gonna start up here, right? So when you go to a job, you're gonna be using enterprise products that people know. But it doesn't mean, because you don't know the product, it doesn't mean that you don't know how to do the job, probably, right? But as long as you understand everything, code label, what products are supposed to be doing that, what is an EDR, what is XDR, right? What is like SOAR? There's so many things to learn. But when you have a team like me and my community, right, you can learn all this like this easily, because we give you what sometimes college and universities don't give you. It takes like 5, 7 years, 10 years. We're gonna teach you how to be an entrepreneur. We're going to teach you how to build your own products. We're going to teach you to we're going to teach you new terminology that doesn't need to take so many years for you to engage or to practice and start using that, like zero trust, right? Do you know what is zero trust? Don't worry, we're gonna learn all that. We implement, when we build these boxes, let's say I wanna build a sandbox that is focused on blockchain technologies, smart contracts, right? Maybe my sandbox will have Visual Studio Code, right? For my developers. Then I'm gonna spin basically VMs, virtual machines, as a containers, the containers, let's say Ubuntu, and have Visual Studio Code. And when they launch this machine, they have libraries, folders with all the code that they need to start doing their work. Or at least the basics. Let's say, I don't know, Node.js, they have Golang, they have Rust, they got Solidity, right? I want to build something for the smart contracts and blockchain technologies so people click and they can deploy new products. That's one of my goals, my personal goals. But in this channel, we're going to be talking about everything tech, news, and if you already got engaged with what I'm saying here and everything you could do with your life, your career, because no one is coming to save you, right? It's sad to say that, but you know what? Sometimes we gotta step up, and this is what I'm here to: personal developing and to give information, life experience to others. Because I think that the community, when you do it with others, like the learning and implementing or designing or dreaming is much better. It's much better and much easier. I did IT, information and technology for many years, basically by myself. I was coming home, sharing with my family, studying while they were sleeping sometimes, and yeah, I was basically isolated. Then I was going to work, and then I noticed a word that sometimes I was working alone, right? And I'm like, well, I want to change all this now. Now that um, experience is there, and a lot more thoughts in my personal life, I decided to say I'm gonna go public. That's why I had Leak Cloud Canada. That's my company, which is cyber blockchain development, smart contracts community. But this one is specifically for teaching others, sharing, and to grow a community of learners, entrepreneurs, and people who wants to make things happen. So if you feel that this channel is for you, please subscribe. This sounds funny. Subscribe to my channel. Stay up to date with everything that I'm going to be doing in here, building new skills, because it's not that I know everything, right? One thing is learning concepts and understanding the technology. The other thing is implementing them, right? Which will take time by the time you install and do everything. The other thing is like, how can you make it secure? How can you automate it? How can you have failover? How can you scale that? How can you, like, there's so much, right? It becomes so much. But together, maybe I will have someone who is an expert in Ansible, an expert on Terraform. Then I will have AWS person. That person is an expert in AWS. This person is an expert in Azure. Maybe they're both expert in both different public clouds, right? Maybe this person is an expert in hypervisor. All he does is OpenStack or Promox, or he's an expert or monitoring. That's another thing we haven't talked about: observability, right? What is Grafana? What is Elasticsearch? How can you see this lots of the applications? How can you see if the code is being tested or not on GitLab? Are you doing unit testing? Are you like basically securing the code since the moment you build it and push it to the repository? All those little things. The truth is that now you can run an entire company or business or service by yourself, one person, right? Of course, you need to market and all this and that, but we're gonna give you all the ideas for you to tackle or challenge anything that comes your way, because you got the people, you got me, you got the people behind me, and there is nothing that you cannot make happen. So again, welcome to Abalo's Cloud Native, right? And Nexus Technologies. And this is your channel for you to step up and say, enough. I'm going to engage. I'm going to start learning Linux. I'm going to learn Docker containers. I'm going to learn GitLab. I'm going to learn Git. I'm going to learn Kubernetes. I'm going to learn Terraform, Ansible. I'm going to learn networking. I'm going to learn a little bit about cybersecurity. I want to learn a little bit about blockchain technologies. I want to build my first app using AI, right? Your best friend is ChatGPT. Maybe there is other cool tools out there, right? So again, welcome. Please subscribe, follow me. And now this is my personal brand. Thank you very much. Enjoy, and I'll see you soon. Have a good day. Bye.